Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Rocking Florida Real Estate. It's Sunday morning, it's 8:30, and you're watching Great 38. I'm Jeff Meyer. This is my favorite partner, Michelle Rain, and Michelle's special guest this week is Ruby, her pet bird. Michelle, tell us what's on the show this week.
Continue my series called So You Want to Sell Your House, where today our main emphasis is on inspections and how to prepare and what to do when you get one. Also, jamming with Bruce and Michelle, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Jeff's going to tell us a story about Goldilocks and the three houses.
A cute story, you're going to like it.
And the one I'm going to enjoy the most is the one where we're out at Sandbar Sunday and my mother's on the jet ski. She already told me she's going to kill me for this, but that's okay. Hi, Mom. Anyhow, oh, did you say hi?
And just to let you know, I'm going to be doing an open house this afternoon from 12 to 2 on Haas Drive in beautiful Fairway Oaks, the Preserve. It's a gorgeous villa, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. Stop out and see me and say hi.
And if you can't watch the whole show, don't forget we do have this show on our YouTube channel, yes. Rocking Florida Real Estate.
Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the show.
So Ruby, Jeff has a story for you today called Goldilocks and the Three Houses.
So here's a story. This is a cute little story. Every realtor would love for this to happen to them. A couple weeks ago, I get a call on a Monday, and her name was Linda, and she said, Jeff, my mom wants you to help her buy a house in Spring Hill. Are you interested in doing that? And I said, sure. We sell houses all over the place. When would you like to go? And she said, how about Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock? And I said, that'll be perfect. She gave me the 3 addresses of the houses. Deb, my wife, likes to drive whenever we go about an hour, hour and a half away, because afterwards we go to lunch. So that afternoon around 2 o'clock we left. It was a 55-minute drive up to Spring Hill, and we met at the first house. And we walked into the first house, and it was too big. It was a nice house, but it was just too big. It was too big, Ruby. So then we went to house number 2. And house number 2 was too small. It was a nice house, but it was too small.
It was too small.
So I think you guys are getting the gist of this.
I am.
So we went to house number 3, and you guessed it, it was just right. So Linda said, like Goldilocks. Linda had blonde hair like Goldilocks. So anyway, Linda said, Jeff, is it okay if we meet tomorrow at 3 o'clock at house number 3? I'll go pick up my mom. And I said, that would be wonderful. So we got in the car, we drove, and Deb and I went out to have dinner at Bob Evans. Deb loves Bob Evans. We went home. We drove up to Spring Hill, and we met Linda and her mom and her sister at house number 3. And we walked in, and Mom loved the house. And she said, and I had already talked to the realtor, and she said, okay, this is how much we want to offer. I'm paying cash, and we can close whenever they want to close. And so we left, and we called up the realtor, and we said, listen, we got the check. Can we meet you real quick? And she said, yeah. So we met at the title company, gave her the copy of the check, copy of the title, or the contract, and Deb and I went out to lunch. And we closed, what, about 2 weeks ago on that one. And it was, I think that was one of the smoothest closings we ever had. If you're thinking about buying a house and you live anywhere in Spring Hill, Pasco County, or Northern Pinellas, give me a call. I'd love to show you a house, especially if you're a cash buyer and you only pick 3 of them.
When we all love that.
And I do love it. That's my story.
That's it?
That's it.
And you're sticking to it?
I'm going to stick to it.
All right. Hi everyone, this is Michelle with Star One Realty Group, and I'm continuing my series called So You Want to Sell Your House. So congratulations, your house is under contract. Or maybe you just want to know what happens when your house is under contract and what the inspection is. So how to prepare for inspection? You can, but the thing is the guy's going to come out or girl's going to come out, and they're going to be at your house probably 2 hours. They could, if you have a big house or it's pretty complicated, they might be there for 4 hours. And yes, they're going to crawl on the roof. They're going to look underneath the roof, and they're looking for leaks on it. Some of those electric boxes that are 30 years or older are going to be flagged because they're not going to be able to get insurance. And one of them is the Federal Pacific, and the other one is the Zenco Sylvania. Those have been determined by the powers that be that they are no longer as effective. Remember back in the day when we used to have the fuse boxes? In fact, some of us still call our electric box the fuse box. But remember when you had to screw them in, and those were your fuses? And then they moved to the breakers. Well, the next thing after the fuses came the Federal Pacific and the Zenco Sylvania. Well, now, you know, we're 30 years later, and technology is more advanced, and now we're moving to an electric panel that is safer, okay? Also, they're gonna look at your plumbing. If you wanna, you know, you might say, okay, my plumbing's fine, everything's working. If you wanna put your mind at ease, you know, go around, turn on the sinks, wait a few minutes, see if there's any leaks coming out of your pipes. Make sure when you turn on the hot water comes on and the cold water comes on. Sometimes, you know, they're flipped. And which you probably already know that, but maybe over the years you haven't even thought about. So that might come up. There are a couple pipings that they used several years ago that they find are not effective. And you probably don't know this because, you know, it's been fine for you, but now the insurance companies are involved and the mortgage companies are involved, and so that might have to be looked at as well. And so to wrap up this, I will tell you about what is called a 4-point inspection certificate. Now, the mortgage company and the insurance company are going to require this because they need to know that your house is a good investment and that it can be insured. All right? There are four things that they look at on this 4-point inspection. The first one is the roof, which I went over that. The next thing is the plumbing. The next thing is the electric. The last thing that is inspected by the inspector is very important, especially in Florida, because it is the hardest working machine in the house, and that's the air conditioner, and that's because it's hot here. So if before the inspector comes, you definitely want to make sure that on the intake, you don't have any furniture in front of it. It's, you know, the air can get through. That you have a brand new filter. And if you have a filter in the garage or where your condenser is, you need to make sure you change that one as well. Because right there, that, you know, could be the difference between having a good inspection or not a good inspection. How they check the air conditioners, they check the unit outside, they check the unit inside, then they go to your thermostat and they measure the air coming out of the vent to the thermostat, and it has to be in a range. So you need to make sure that, you know, the only thing that you can do to prevent, you know, having, you know, something as silly as a differential is make sure that those air conditioner filters are clean. A few other items that might come up on your home inspection that the buyer will need to have addressed in order to get their loan is wood rot. Something else that might come up on the report is that you don't have screens on your windows. Certain loans require screening on the windows. Also, you might have your windows screwed shut. That's a fire safety, that's gonna come up. So if, that might be something that comes up on the home inspection. Or a broken window. But what I have found over the last 19 years is that all things can be fixed. A good handyman or maintenance, property maintenance person can come out and, fix these items, and then your house can be sold. So don't be nervous about the home inspection. Be aware that, we are dealing with banks and we're dealing with insurance companies. This is Michelle Ray with Star One Realty Group, and this concludes my show on inspections.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire. You're my heart's desire. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me.
Hi everybody, Jeff and Michelle. We just sold another beautiful house on Brigham in beautiful Berkeley Woods. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with a pool. Less than 21 days, almost full price. If you're thinking about selling, give us a call. Thank you very much.
Stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world on fire. I don't know what I'd do without you. You make me smile, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon is the snow, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire.
Hi everyone, Jeff and Michelle, Star One Realty Group. Sold another one. As you can see, I'm still wearing the same clothes. Closing
4
it.
days, almost full price.
We could sell yours.
You're my heart's desire. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world on fire. I just want you, I just need you. I don't know what it is.
Hey everyone, it's Jeff and Michelle with Star One. We're closing another one on Wolf Drive. We can sell yours. Give us a call.
Thank you.
You do. I just want you. I just need you. I don't know what it is you do. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world on fire. just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world.
Hey everyone, Jeff and Michelle, look who's moving. We got the truck here.
Another house we just sold on Hoop Drive. Give us a call if you're ready to move.
On fire. You set my world on fire. I don't know what I'd do without you. You make me smile. What is it that you do? My life was great till you
jamming to today?
Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band.
And they were a fantastic band. So tell us a little bit about them.
So Bob Seger in the 60s was banging around doing some music here and there. But in 1973 he put together the Silver Bullet Band, and the rest was history.
And his band, it's not just guitars. They have a full on band. What were
Keyboards, they had guitars, they had backup singers, obviously drums. They had a full horn section. I bet you there's at least 12 people up on stage.
Oh, definitely so, definitely so. And then what did he play? He played all different kinds.
He had multiple guitars. He hit the keyboard. He obviously all the vocals, and 74 years old, and he's still banging out the hits. And this is it for him. He did add about 20 or 30 more shows this summer, but I think he's calling it quits.
All right, and what trivia do we have today?
So we got 2 of them today, if I can actually get through them.
Okay.
So, in what movie was his song Shakedown in?
Okay.
And the second one is, wipe the drool from Michelle, what movie starring her hunk, Tom Cruise, was the song Old Time Rock and Roll? And I might be performing that later in the show.
So I have to know the movie.
Yeah, I know the movie. I made it easy, not the songs.
Okay, because I thought you had to know. So we were down at Emily Arena, which is near
Channelside and then Ybor, and what many are calling Vivek Town for the Lightning's owner. He is transforming the whole area. I believe Bill Gates is in on it, but when it's all said and done, besides the USF Medical School, more museums, and a ton of residential housing, condos, and townhomes, the place is just going to be off the hook. You have the port there. Across from the port, you have the shipyards, which they're cleaning up a little bit, but you do have the port right there.
Right. So what else do we know about the Silver Bullet Band and Bob Seger?
So again, they started in 1973, so about 46 years. They were all in, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band were inducted in the Hall of Fame 2004. I think pretty much, or at least 90% of what we've seen this year, they're all in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
They really hit it big on their album Live Bullet, which was recorded in 1976, and that just set them way above the stratosphere.
And I got my mood ring and my mood earrings to go with our jive here.
Our 70s, 80s themes.
70s, 80s theme. And what are some of their most famous songs that we?
So some of the famous ones are Like a Rock, which everybody probably knows. Chevy adopted that one, Ford guy. Turn the Page, Against the Wind, Roll Me Away, which was the name of the tour. If Michelle turns around, I believe it's on the back. It's the Roll Me Away tour. And Main Street. And then, like I said, the 2 songs as part of the trivia were Shakedown and Old Time Rock and Roll, and the hits just go on and on. I think he did hour and 50 minutes, maybe 2 hours, and it was just fantastic.
And there wasn't a bad seat in the joint. You could see it. And one thing at Emily Arena, they just know how to do the lighting, and everybody's just part of it. And you know, people are standing and dancing, and
they redid
it's a lovely time when we go there.
Yep, they redid all the acoustics a few years ago with the convention there, and the sound's phenomenal. And you don't see it for concerts, but the Jumbotron in the center drops over center ice. It goes up for concerts, but it's a fantastic facility.
Yep, and they have all different price ranges on tickets, so you know everybody could go, and you know, from the front row to the nosebleed section, they're all, you know, you're there for
They're
music.
great.
Definitely so. So what are the answers to our trivia?
So before we go to that, so he's known, you know, being a Detroit guy, but I know a little inside info from our friend Janice, because when we were up there in 2014 for Hockey Nationals, it was in Troy, Michigan, and we actually drove by Janice's old house, and caddy corner behind their house is where Bob Seger's house was, so got to see that.
Wow.
So the trivia questions are, who's going to forget Tom Cruise sliding across the foyer in his underwear and his shirt? And that was Old Time Rock and Roll and Risky Business.
Yep.
And the movie where Shakedown was in the lead, it was Eddie Murphy and Beverly Hills Cop 1.
Famous shows from our time. And we tend to, you know, gear towards the 80s because that's when we grew up. And
80s were the best.
80s were
As
the
you
best
can see
music.
back here, and you've seen in our parts of the recording studio here,
You know, so now we've seen the Blood, Sweat, and Tears lead singer,
as was part of The Voice.
The Voice,
Yep.
and then Adam Lambert is from American Idol. So, I mean, those shows are really producing some great singers.
And down the road, we're going to be seeing Journey and their lead singer now, Michael Panada, I believe it is. They found him on a YouTube video because he was doing a cover of Journey. And so you just never know where your talent's going to come from anymore. It used to be, you know, his hometown guys, and they were in bands from their early teen years, and now, you know, they're having to find some replacements. And
Yep,
between
it's that
the talent shows on TV and YouTube, which make sure you watch us on YouTube
Yep,
every chance.
watch our YouTube channel, Rocking Florida Real Estate.
And then September, we've got The Who also at Amalie.
So, all right, well, we're going to wrap this one up. And we hope that you enjoyed our review of Bob Seger Band. Hopefully you'll be able, in the Silver Bullet Band, I should say. Hopefully you're going to be able to get on the Ticketmaster and see some concerts that are coming up. Maybe we'll see you there.
Ticketmaster, Vivid Seats,
Yeah.
any of those.
Yeah, any of those. And we'll see you next week where we're going to do one of the most spectacular concerts as far as showman was Kiss. And so that one will be a fun one to do as well.
Yep.
So.
That just amazing. You'll get all of it.
Amazing. So I hope everyone has a lovely weekend, and we'll see you next week on Rockin'
Florida Real Estate.
So everyone, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next
Next week.
week on
Rockin' Florida Real Estate.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.